when you're ready.
Ready.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lava Crows, where we last left off. Um, the Lava Crow had discovered a barge of Ptah, seemingly abandoned. No weapons left, but also no people. There were some locked doors to the cargo hold, which Shay maybe overly locked, trying to pick them, but Cassie was able to pick easily enough. And while the other three went exploring through the ship, Shay decided to check out the cargo bay and discovered that a lot of other people had checked out the cargo bay and locked it for a reason. A strange, glowing ship with fish with a lot of spines that seems to devour light was down there and tried to devour Shay and is currently trying to devour, I believe, Kitlak. We last left off mid-battle when Shay had abandoned everyone to hop back up on the deck, while Cassie and Genevieve came back down to defend at the time, unconscious Kitlak, who is currently now back on his feet. Have I missed anything?
Think you're being a bit biased there. You're supposed to be unbiased, DM.
Oh,
Didn't
also there was
abandon
some strange
anyone.
writing on the wall that Genevieve almost got to read and then had to abandon because Cassie's familiar Cinder called for help.
That might be the real reason Genevieve's mad.
And we are going to start back at the top of the battle order, which is Kitlak. I believe you just got back on your feet, and there is a fish somewhere within 10 feet of you, I believe. 5 feet of you, actually. You don't know, you can't see him, but you kind of know the general direction.
Yeah, Cinder's been relaying it to Cassie, and Cassie's been calling out to the proximate direction.
Oh, yes, because Cinder has blind sight. So, Kitlak, what are you going to do?
Oh, I've been muted this entire time. You didn't get to hear how my delay was related to coffee shops. Uh, there's a line. Anyway, Killik said, or I said, that Killik was going to make a piercing shot in the direction of this thing because he doesn't know exactly where it is, but he does know the general location, probably enough to hit it with a piercing shot. So he's going to shoot where he believes it is, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, make the attack, or is it just a saving throw?
It's a save, yeah.
Oh, that is a bad save. You said dexterity? That is a
Yeah.
10.
Okay, the spell save DC, or I guess save DC is 13, so it's going to take damage equal to a hit of the attack plus 1d6. So that's with his king or his plus one pistol, pardon me, and he's going to shoot with his king shot next. So that will be um, damage. Ba, 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 ba. All right, so that is 12 magical piercing. And then a shot of the king shot with Vex. So that'll just be straight because he probably has disadvantage. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that will be. Ah, that's all right. 8 force damage. And then Kitlak is going to use. Did he use his action surge last time? Oh, I guess he did, didn't he? Shoot. I really should have used second wind. Oh well, I mean it's not like Kitlak is on death's door or anything like that. Oh wait, haha. Let's see. Does he have anything for healing? I mean, he already used all his actions, so that is what that is. All right, and that is Kitlak's turn.
Okay, Shay, you're up.
I feel like maybe I should actually abandon people the way I'm being portrayed these days.
You
Where
are welcome
is
to
the
lock them
thing?
into the cargo hold if you want. On your own head be it.
People have been getting temporary hit points, correct?
Yes, from Cassie's little cannon.
No, that does not. That makes aid useless. Get rid of that. Everyone's throwing range stuff at him. So let's just do a sorcerer's burst. I think I've been doing psychic damage so far, and it's been hitting normally as far as I can tell. So I will do that again.
And you can't see them, so it is. They do have total cover, or yeah, they do have total cover. So it's with disadvantage,
Ooh. Are you sure you want to say total cover?
or not total cover, but it has been with disadvantage so far because they are hidden from your sight.
Okay. I'll use restore balance, which turns disadvantage into a straight roll.
Okay.
That is 24.
That is going to hit.
Minus 7 psychic damage.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Yep, close the door and lock it. Kidding. I'm kidding.
I was about to say, are you serious? Okay. All right then. It is the fish's turn. It is going to vanish into stealth once more. And after a moment, it is. Yeah, it still likes you, Kitlak, so it's going to make a couple attacks against you. See if it can finally eat you. Does a. Oh wow, that is terrible. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
Does a 24 hit?
I would guess probably.
Alright, so that is going to be 21 piercing damage as it tries to take another chunk out of you.
Kitlak's still up, but barely.
Um,
4 hit
That's it.
points, baby.
that's all it can do. It's shifted position, but it is still within 5 feet of you. And Cinder can still see it. And that is Genevieve's turn.
Okay. Let's see. Let me check something real quick. Okay, that's an action. So what do I have as a bonus action?
Question: who can I see from where she is?
The only one you can see is Cassie. Everyone else is outside the light that is available.
Absolutely nothing. Okay. She is going to, well, the creature is now within 5 feet of her, right? So she can see it?
Or so Cassie says. Yes. You can't see them. You just know they're within 5 feet of you
Okay.
and the general direction.
Well, I forgot. Wild shaping is a full action, not a bonus action for my character. Hang on. And that guy has no bonus actions. So, all attacks will be at disadvantage. So instead, she is going to pump another second level Cure Wounds into Kitlak, which is that
Hooray!
many. Hold on. 4d8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 26. Yes, 26 hit points to Kitlak.
Well, that's enough to survive one more fish bite.
Okay.
And again, your magic, it
Thank you
isn't
very
the
much.
normal holy yellow or white healing light. It tends to be more. Is it more green,
Nature-based.
more brown?
Nature-based, it'd
I-
probably be more green.
Okay. More green, but even that light seems to be drawn away. The magic is still there. It still works. It's just the light of it that can be seen as it activates just gets eaten up into the darkness. Anything else?
One sec. I have one bonus action that I just need to check. Oh, that's per long rest. Never mind. We good.
Okay, then Cassie, you're up.
Per short rest, I should say.
All right. Cassie's gonna activate her Eldritch Cannon again. I probably should have pulled that up. All right, 1d8 plus 5. Oh boy. If you don't have more, then you have 6 temporary hit points.
Well, Kitlak had 0, so that is an improvement.
And is Kitlak bruised, bloodied, beaten?
Right now, Kitlak is none of the above. He's doing pretty fine.
Did that hit Shay?
Uh,
Alright.
The fish might be beaten, just a little.
Does Shay get the temporary hit points?
Is Shay within 10 feet of Cassie right now?
Shay is, if you haven't moved away from the door, yes, technically 10 feet away from Cassie.
Then yes, Shay gets the temporary hit points now. And Cassie knows the general direction of that thing, so she is going to cast Acid Splash for whatever good that does. And she's gonna do it so her friends are not in the radius, so probably somewhere around here.
Okay.
Is that a roll or a saving throw?
That is a saving throw of 15 dex.
Ooh, my dice don't like me tonight. That is an 8. I think that acid's gonna hit.
Don't worry, it's not gonna be much. 5 acid damage. Its max is 6, so
There's a hiss in the darkness and an undulation of spines that you can all hear.
alright, that's the end of her turn.
And we're back up to Kitlak.
So, Kitlak has a general bearing on where this thing is, right?
Yeah, you can't see it, but you know it's within 5 feet of you. So ranged attacks, well, either way, it's with disadvantage.
Yeah, and it's also with advantage because Vex. So he's going to pop off 2 shots. He was going to do action or second wind, but there really is no point right now. He's 4 hit points from maximum. So shot the first with
You're
his +1.
welcome.
Very, very grateful. That is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And shot the second with the king shot. More than that. 25?
That hits.
All right, so that is 2d10 plus 9. And you said last time I don't need to differentiate, so it's magical force and piercing.
Yep.
Or it's a force and magical piercing, is the way I should have said that. So it is going to be, if the dice decide to stop doing their little wibbledy wobbledy. Huh. Yeah, there we go. Is going to be 26. 26, all that.
So you let out another double barrel shot into the dark where you're pretty sure this strange toothy fish is. And the first shot, it seems that the darkness kind of dissipates ever so briefly. You can see it's still dark down there, but now it's more like normal darkness. Whatever light it was eating has vanished. And then the second one just kind of impacts and makes the fish explode.
Good. No less than
And
it deserves.
That being said, 1, 2, 3, yeah, all three and Cinder, all 4 of you are going to have to make a quick dexterity saving throw.
Gonna do Cassie's first, then Cinder's.
Okay, because those were a lot of spines, and they are not that soft.
Crit.
Nice.
So
21
Cinder
for
is
Cassie.
riding Kitlak, and I believe Cinder could probably use Kitlak's stats for this under mount rules.
I'm going to say because you got a nat 20, Cinder doesn't have to roll.
Somehow,
Good.
Genevieve is taking the brunt of that.
What's
Kitlak
your
is going to
total?
do a combat roll and sweeps his hat over the top of Cinder as he does so.
Fair enough. You don't even have to roll for it. That is just a cinematic thing as you dodge out of the way, despite there being so little light. You knew this was coming.
Mhm.
Cassie, what did you get?
Cassie got a 21.
Cassie's fine. So Genevieve, what was your total?
4.
4.
But it was
okay.
not, I need this to be said, it was not a natural 1. It was a 2 I rolled.
Yep. So you are going to take 21 piercing damage. And 12 radiant damage as the last energies of light also are infused in those spines. How's Genevieve doing?
Still up.
Light slowly...
Looking like a porcupine, but still up.
Light returns, and you can see, yeah, there's quite a bit of just bones, bone dust, bones, a lot of different humanoid bones down here. But interspersed in one corner appears to be a bit of a nest. It's a little farther away where it was initially. You'd have to get a little closer. 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, your dark vision doesn't go that far, but yeah, you can go over all the crunchy bones. You'll find something over there. You can also just examine the fish. Or what remains of it, anyways.
Genevieve is going to
Are
start
we
pulling.
still in combat?
We are out of combat rounds.
Genevieve is starting to pull spikes out of her So that way she resembles less of a porcupine.
Yeah, the
All right.
spikes seem to be like a cross between cartilage and crystal. It's quite fascinating on some level. Also, ow.
She will keep them, but not in her body.
Cassie is gonna reach over, touch Genevieve's shoulder, and cast Cure Wounds at first level on her.
All right, roll it.
Yeah, she had 6.
Kitlak is going to examine this fish and make some sort of check to see what he can determine about it. Like, probably Arcana, because it's like a magical beast, you know?
Sure.
Just a general, like,
So that is-
information, like, what the hell was this?
That is 14.
Appreciate it.
You would use guidance on that just for funsies. So that is 21 Arcana.
So the astral sea doesn't have like natural dark places, but it does have places where shadows seem to either creep in or are created by objects, creatures, anything like that. This thing being able to absorb light might be able to actually kind of hide amongst other fish-like beings that swim in the astral sea. You've never seen one exactly like this, but again, you do know that for some reason the astral sea and the ocean does have similar life creatures. You're not sure why. This was not unnaturally created because nothing in the astral sea is neither natural nor unnatural. It just is. How it got here or why it's here, it seemed to have found a feeding ground and just kind of decided to stay.
I mean, fair enough. So it found a feeding ground. Has it been here from when the ship was populated, or is it from did it nest here after the ship became derelict?
Ooh,
Does Kid like think?
for that, I would say that would be a nature or survival check.
Okay, let's see what Killik has on those. I think nature is probably his better one. Yeah, actually has a decent nature. And guidance as well. Not that he really needs it, but you know, it's just force of habit for Kitlak with this sort of thing. Okay, well, everything short of a crit then. That is a 28.
With a 28, you study the remains of the fish, not that there's much to study. And then you also study some of the bones. And from what you can tell, the bones go back a couple years. None seem to be older than a decade. You'd have to check the nest more deeply to see if there is anything, but just immediately around you and from what you can see, this thing hasn't been here like since the ship was abandoned, which could be up to 100 years ago. This thing is just, but it is been here a while. When
Okay.
that crew was eaten, that you don't know.
Yeah, that's really what Kilak's trying to determine is this the thing that like ate all the crew? And I'm thinking the answer is no, like it just scavenged here and just ate some of the people who attempted to liberate the ship from some of its stuff.
And those
That's
people weren't quite as skilled as you.
apparently not. But Kitlak appreciates that.
Or took Shay's route of seeing what was going on and just noping out of there.
I mean, that makes logical sense if it didn't mean that Kitlak was being abandoned to be eaten by a giant death fish.
And what is Shay doing, speaking of the devil?
I think she just rolls on her back and she's just breathing heavily, and she's like bleeding everywhere.
Well, you did hear a fish explode, so it's probably safe.
Eh,
Genevieve
You're just gonna
is
rest them for now.
Genevieve is going to climb out, wielding sharp spines here, and just glare down at Shay.
I will say, Kitlak, with your rolls, for as long as this fish has been here and as old as it is, technically its meat is edible.
Hmm.
It's not like rotten or cursed or anything. It's just weird.
Edible is edible. Kitlak he can't really heft it himself, at least, not effortlessly. He's a tiny little kobold guy. So he's going to leave it here for now and, make a mental note to have some people retrieve it later. But he's going to sigh and kind of look up towards the trapdoor that Shay went out, and he figures, now is better than never, and is going to go out and try and deal with the whole Shay situation.
All right, and Cinder,
Cassie-
what about you? Cassie, sorry.
Cassie is going to follow.
All right, everyone's going to ignore the nest. Good to know.
There's a nest. I feel like
I
I would have
said
gotten that.
I said there was something that was beyond. You could see where the bones were getting thicker and seemed to be the fish's nest, but it was beyond your dark sight, so you'd have to actually go and investigate it.
Fair. I guess I missed you saying that. Yeah, Kilak isn't going to do that. He's going to attempt to just handle the situation first before we get too far into it.
Shay, how badly are you bleeding?
She's at 2 hit points.
Jesus.
Well, you're all standing over a Shay on the ground, bleeding all over the deck.
So, Shay, would you care to explain yourself?
I went through the door that we just unlocked.
Without
Which
telling
is on the left side.
Without
The captain
telling
said to go in the door on the
anyone.
left side. The captain
I
told
said
us to
some
go in
other
the one on the
things,
left
too.
side.
I said some other things too. I believe I even pointed at the correct door, which was ahead. Kilike says, pointing at the door that he directed Shay, and I believe it was it Genevieve
Cassie.
or
Cassie.
It was
It was
Cassie to go
Cassie.
through. If you take some of the things I say in isolation and don't listen to the whole order, problems occur. Problems like almost dying and almost getting me killed trying to save you.
Well, that's a funny thing because I wasn't having any issues until you came down and shot both me and the fish.
Now, from what I could tell about that thing and its whole situation, you were having issues, you just didn't know it yet. This thing is a predator. It's an ambush predator, specifically. It's made to, well, it exists to nest in places like this, tight spaces where it can suck the light out of, and then ambush any that stumble into them. From the look of things, it managed to do that to quite a few people trying to scavenge this ship, which means that there's possibly good loot beyond its lair.
It was
How-
probably fed people. It was probably locked inside there. All it needed to be doing. What if this had been Melody?
Melody would not have gone in there.
No, not me as Melody, but the fish as Melody. What if it was just a creature that needed to get out?
It wasn't, though.
You didn't know that before you shot.
And neither did you, Shay. You're
I
not
didn't
the
shoot.
You're not the expert here. And the fact remains, Shay, that you went in there without telling anyone. And then once someone came to back you up, Shay, you left them. You left them to potentially die because you decided to be a spoiled child. You decided to be selfish. And you nearly got Kitlak killed. And I don't have very many friends in this world, Shay. But you nearly got one of them nearly killed. And I don't take kindly to that. And then you sit
Kitlak
there
is
and you make excuses rather than own up to your own mistakes. You'd rather sit there and make excuses about how you're in the right.
Excuses? He's supposed to be the captain. What if this
Yes.
was another ship? He's
And
just going to
he
shoot
gave-
everything that comes close to us?
And he gave you an order, Shay, and you chose to ignore it. Don't give me that. I was following orders. You weren't, and you know it perfectly well. You chose to go in there without telling anyone, which meant that you knew what you were doing was wrong.
Moreover, you chose to go in there without telling anyone, and then once you encountered lots and lots of bones, you didn't choose to get out immediately. I had to go in there after you and encounter lots and lots of bones, which tells me that anything that's still in there has probably killed a lot of times in order to continue to live in there. Look, I don't even really feel the need to justify it. I feel like you had an abundance of information that told you that what was going on would get you killed, was a bad idea, and wasn't going to work out in your or anyone's favor.
I'm not without my own resources. I can handle myself.
That's
Did you,
not
though?
what this is about, Shay. Did you not want to be part of a team, or did you just want to go off and do your own thing?
I wanted to explore.
You wanted to do your own thing, which means you don't want to be a part of a team, Shay.
So we have to do everything together, or we don't
We have
do
to
anything at all.
We have to make decisions together. That's what a team does.
Look,
Do you
there are
not
some
unders-
areas.
Not with this captain.
There's some areas. Kilak's going to arc an eyebrow at that do not need exploring. One of them being the inside of a fish's stomach. Trust me when I say I've seen a lot of insubordinate crew members die, and it's usually treated as just a matter of course. You know, most captains say, "Oh, this person isn't following directions. We'll leave them to be the method of their own demise." I chose to come in there because I believe in you, Shay. I believe that.
No, you
You
didn't.
have-
You think I'm weak.
When did I say that?
Your actions.
Should I have let you die then?
You didn't say anything. You just shot at a creature that you don't know anything about.
I actually know a fairly
Did I
good deal
disobey
about
orders?
it.
Yes, I did disobey orders. Should I be maybe a better teammate? Yes. But what you did was irresponsible.
Hmm.
And I think we should choose a different captain.
You can try that if you would like. I'm not sure how well the vote would go for you.
I don't want to be captain. I would vote
Shay,
Genevieve to be captain.
You know, Shay, if you're so determined to do things on your own, well, we've got another ship here now. Perhaps you can take your ship and go do your own thing like you so want to.
There might even be more fish on there. You could have a breeding pair. Kilak shrugs. We haven't investigated its nest yet.
I just opened a door and went and looked.
And
It's called adventure. We're
and-
not, this isn't a military crew here.
Shay, did you not lose friends and family on your last ship? Do you not understand what it's like to actually lose someone? Has that not gotten into your head?
Does that mean I should be so afraid to do anything at all in my life?
It means you take precautions, Shay.
I have precautions.
You
I have
don't.
skills.
That's
Yes,
not
I do.
That's not enough, Shay. You need people
According
to
to you.
back you up. Otherwise, you're just doing it on your own. And in which case, you don't need us. And there's your ship, and we'll take the crew, and we'll take this new ship.
I'm not saying I
Unless
don't
you-
need you.
You're acting like it, though. You're sitting there, you're still making excuses. You're not apologizing.
I didn't do anything wrong.
You did. And that's
I
the
disagree.
problem, Shay. You're acting like a child. You're acting like a know-it-all.
Well, you're acting like my mom and you aren't.
Yeah, your mom's not here right now. And somebody apparently has to act like it. Because you're not taking responsibility. You're not apologizing for nearly getting your captain killed. Instead, you're sitting there and acting like
I see.
making
You just want me
excuses
to
again.
fly the ship. Shay, just sit on the ship and fly the damn thing
You see that
so we can
attitude
get
right
where
there?
we're going.
You see that attitude right there, Shay? That's the attitude that tells me that you don't want to be a part of this team.
Kitlax
That
puts a hand
attitude
up.
right there.
No, you know, Shay, I don't know that you should fly the ship. I am having a very hard time trusting your judgment right now. I very much want to, you understand. The ship is very important to you. Being a member of the crew is very important to you. I see these things, I understand them. But I need to be able to trust the judgment of our spelljammer. I need that, Shay. What I'm seeing here doesn't really fill me with confidence. You can give any justification you want. You know that your justifications have holes. I can see it in your eyes. I understand
You're
what
not
it's
one
like.
to talk.
I understand what it's like to try to cover for oneself and the bad decisions one has made. Do I shoot quickly? Yes. Has it
Not
kept me
only
alive
that,
in the
you
past?
blamed me for being hit when you shot.
Yes. Perhaps I was acting hasty. Perhaps I hit you when I
Not
did not mean
acting,
to.
but also you are the one that's going to get us killed
How so?
by your rash actions. Shooting at anything that moves is not the best thing out in space. Maybe on the ship you were on before, we're exploring.
I get the feeling that we were on two very different kinds of vessels, you and I. Kitlax says, just kind of steepling his fingers and looking at Shay. You, of course, are an explorer, and that is a noble aim. You're out there to, he kind of waves a hand, collect experiences, knowledge, yes? Shooting something that decreases the amount that you can really explore and experience. You're removing things from the equation when you're trying to add things to them. It's a noble philosophy in its own way. The problem comes when you are in a life or death situation. Sometimes things must be removed. Sometimes we must act rashly. Sometimes we might shoot before we've given it proper rational thought. I'm not going to exaggerate and say that, oh, I always must do this, or oh, I never should do this. There's a time and a place. This was the time to shoot first. This was the place.
I disagree.
It was a room full of bones, Shay. This is
I
why I
disagree.
question your judgment.
You don't know what happened down there before all this.
I actually do know what happened down there.
How would you possibly?
Because I understand the ecology of these species, Shay.
Wow,
because
you think a
I
lot
know
of your
things
own
about
intelligence.
I do. I know a lot about life out here, as I'm sure you do. This particular creature actually came to nest here after the ship was derelict. Those bodies you see down there, and this is another thing I wanted to discuss, completely irrelevant to our current situation. Those bodies down there are not the bodies of the crew of the ship, rather the bodies of other scavengers who have come down there and been eaten. This thing nested there and did the eating. Essentially, this ship was a honeypot for it to lure in travelers, and then it eats them, and then their surviving crew members say, oh, hell with this, and then they fly off.
Or imprisoned in there and needed to be let free so it could go explore space like we're doing.
Shay,
Shay, I would like you to roll either deception or insight, please.
Okay.
As a note, early on in this conversation, Cassie would have healed up Shay a little bit here.
yeah.
It's a 10 insight.
Deception or insight? Which one is it?
Insight.
Insight.
And what was your total?
10.
There is a part of you that has to admit that what Kalak is saying makes sense in terms of what this
Crying out
fish
loud, DM.
was.
Don't
I mean-
insert where you don't need to be inserting.
I'm it, I'm just pointing out there is a limit to your self-deception.
I'm not self-deceiving. That's just what she thinks.
All right, and you got some hit points back, so you're not quite as bloody.
The next time that you are in peril, would you prefer that I leave you to it?
If I was in peril, of course, I wouldn't want you to leave me. And I wasn't abandoning you. I was trying to not die myself.
No, I understand that you are trying to not die yourself. I can understand that. I am not. Killag sighs. I can understand that you want to live. I personally, it hurts a little bit to know that you didn't even try to heal me or retrieve me or anything of the sort.
I don't
But
have that sort of. I don't have any healing spells.
You have potions, do you not? You really should. Kid like furrows his brow. Why don't you have? Anyway, that's a problem for later.
And part of it was running away from you.
Look,
Because
at
you
the
see
end,
these holes? Most of them are from you.
Kid like shrugs.
You're not going to you. And she's going to look over at
I
Genevieve.
will
You
apologize.
want me to apologize, and he hasn't even once apologized.
I'm attempting to do so.
Oh,
I will
now
apologize.
belatedly.
That's called moving the goalpost, Shay. Any good captain knows his logical fallacies.
You wouldn't know a good captain. Oh.
I've known a very good captain. Kilak says incredibly darkly, and you see his hand just absent-mindedly rest on one of his guns.
Oh, you're going to shoot me again, huh?
Kilak kind of looks down at his gun and then looks at his hand, and it's a surprise to him that this is what occurred. So he just brushes his hand off of the gun. It's not my intent. But
Can Cassie do an insight for that?
Sure.
It's a 13.
An insight to determine what, that Kidlak might have been about to shoot Shay.
Whether it was that or whether Kitlak was thinking about a former captain while touching the gun.
Would you
Kidlak?
like me to fill in a little bit?
Yes, please.
So yeah, like Kitlak, the way he took that appeared to have been a grave insult. Like, it was the sort of thing that, were this not a crew member, someone he's trying to repair a relationship with actively, he might have shot them then and there. And Kitlak is definitely a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy sometimes, as demonstrated. You also kind of get a glimmer that like Kitlak, when he looked down at the gun, there was kind of a touch of nostalgia in his eye.
All right, Cassie was kind of passively listening to this conversation, not interjecting anything, but now she's going to be a little bit more alert there.
I hear that you have issues with me. I am sorry that I caused you injury. I did so with every attempt to save your life. And that was my mistake. I did not know truly where the creature was, and I was reckless. I attempted to use tactics that I had at my disposal without understanding how those tactics could affect those around me. It was an error, and one I assure you I will not make again. Can you say the same for your actions?
You're not going to make him roll for self-deception?
No, Kitlak is in honesty, like holding to it. Like when he is taken on the mantle of captain, he's like he has this whole like pathos about like the captain is the fulcrum of the crew. Like the crew lives or dies because of what the captain does or says or how the captain acts. And he is fully willing to make massive changes to himself and the way he conducts business if it means that he can be a good captain. It's the closest thing to sacred for Kitlak.
I also apologize for all of you being injured in trying to protect me, even though I'm not sure that it was warranted. I look, if everything that comes out of your mouth is an order, then I'm probably going to have issues with that. Um, I understand, like, if we're in the heat of battle, sure, yes, that's an order that needs to be followed. We're on a ship that we're exploring. Are there
I
dangers? Sure. But I'm not without my own faculties.
No one is claiming that of you. We all know that you are capable, or else you would not be here on this vessel. We trust you, Shay.
I don't think you do.
Perhaps the trust has been tested now, but we trust you.
Now?
And yes, yes,
I'm not sure you ever trusted me,
I have.
but you
I've
just needed
trusted you.
me to fly the ship.
I've trusted you to fly the ship. It's not that I needed you. In fact, I could have. Oh gosh, I have her in the notes. Her name in the notes. I could have.
Tessa?
Yes, thank you. She was the last name on my list. I could have Tessa fly the ship just as easily, but again, I trust you. I know what this means to you. I understand what it is to have a legacy of those who came before you and the weight that bears and how much that matters. I know these things, and because of them, I trust you. I need you to understand when we're doing something like this, boarding a unknown vessel, it is exploration, yes, but it is also eminently perilous. If you want to say what you wish to do, that is fine, but communication is paramount. We must have each other know exactly what we are doing at all times. If you want to do your own thing, make that be known. That is all I ask. I will not give orders constantly. I only give orders when life or death are on the line. And truly, in this situation, with all the unknowns of this vessel, they were, and they still are. Just let us know what it is you wish to do.
Communication is something that I will work on. I promise.
It's a promise I will hold you to. Kitlak nods, and he's going to offer one of his hands out.
She'll take it.
He shakes it. Now, normally,
Oh,
he
I thought you
says,
helping her stand up.
"Oh, well, I thought you were already standing, but yeah, no,
No.
you're on the ground. He would help you up, absolutely." Um, and he's just going to kind of hold your grasp for a second and look into your eyes. We all must do the work to be a good crew, and I must do the work to be a good captain. I will put in mine, and you will put in yours. And he is going to just give you one last squeeze and release. Now, are you okay? Have you healed sufficiently?
Thanks to Cassie, I seem to be doing much better now.
Yes, much thanks to Cassie and Genevieve. He like nods at both of them. I most certainly would be dead if not for your ministrations.
That I most certainly would not want. I never wanted you to die.
Kidlag nods. Wouldn't expect it. You don't seem like the type. You're not a backstabber, Shay. Never got that vibe from you. You're very enthusiastic, and I think in the enthusiasm, sometimes you you go the way that you feel you should go, and sometimes that eliminates the other views which we are taking of the situation. It's something that we can all work on, I am sure. We all have our tasks ahead of us. But not a backstabber, Kidlike says, pointing a finger. Absolutely not.
Shay's gonna look over at Genevieve. Is that enough? You satisfied? Or do I need to do more? Words in this moment, I'm saying. Obviously, I need to do more. And actions in the future. But
All I wanted was communication, same as Kitlak said.
communication I can do. As long as you're not running this thing like a military ship.
I have lost friends in situations that they thought were harmless, and I don't wish to lose any more. Do you understand?
I understand that that's what you want, yes.
She is going to take out her potion of healing and push it against Shay's chest. Hang on to this one, would you?
Okay.
Now then, I had some runes I was going to go decipher, and a possibility of getting the ship underway. By the way, Kitlak, I count as a holy person. She's going to put that in quotes.
Oh, fascinating. Would you like some protection while you go over the runes? I did not see any particular threats while I was there, but that does not mean that any do not exist.
I'd nay say no to it. The runes were a little difficult to figure out. There was one that was a little different than the others. And Shay, perhaps you could provide some insight to it too.
Well, let's go together and take a look.
Do you?
Point of notes, if I may interject.
Of
Of
course.
course.
Should we either make sure that the hold is clear or lock it back up before we move on?
I was going to suggest that we send our good friend Cinder along with Shay and Genevieve, and you and I go down into the hold, Cassie, and examine this nest that is down there. Beyond, and not venture too far afield until we hear from the others, but certainly at least secure that room.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
And I will be right back for just one moment.
I know this is going to sound silly, but I love that I was able to do all of that in accent.
That's great.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was listening to that. I thought you did great.
Thank you. I was like, am I going to be able to do this? And with the accent, I don't know.
It's a lot better than my attempts with Sky. I fall out of accent every once in a while.
When you've got like a lot of, easy one line, two line things where you kind of can think through it. When you're trying to like argue, and um off the cuff, yeah, accents can get difficult then.
Yep, they sure can.
I was like trying though. I don't really have accent, but for this character, but it can be fun to try. Even though I'm not great at it, it's still fun to try.
It's definitely fun to try. That's like half of the accents that I've done. It's like, it's just, I'm just going to give it a shot. And I know they're not
Mhm.
like perfect accents or anything. Like, I know it's not like a definite Scottish accent and all that, but I'm like, I'm never going to make money off of it, but it's fun to do in situations like this.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So,
That is
who's
just
going
fine.
into the
Welcome
hold
back.
and who's going to check out the Spelljammer chamber or again?
So it sounds
That
like Cassie and Kitlak are going into the hold. Cinder is going to ride on Shay's shoulder if Shay will allow it, because Genevieve has a little pet that Cinder's not too fond of.
She didn't bring Misty with her, Melody with her though.
Cinder doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah,
Um,
I went ahead and moved.
the other thing is about how long would you say that conversation took, Cypher?
Oh, 20 minutes?
All right. Would you say that rolling for the temporary hit points once every 6 seconds at some point we would get a 8 on that?
Odds are yes.
All right. Then if it's okay with you, everybody just has max of 13 temporary hit points.
Nice.
You said how many?
13 temporary hit points, and it sounds like Cassie has got about half an hour left on that Eldritch Cannon.
All right. Kitlak is going to head below and investigate the nest of this creature, which I believe takes us right, a bit
Yep.
about.
And Shay and Genevieve are going back there. Oh. Hey, this is your first time seeing the Spelljammer room. You see the runes on the floor. You don't see anything on the wall. Genevieve, did you mention there was writing on the wall?
I'm sure she would have said it on the way back up, just kind of describe what she was seeing.
So, well, initially when we saw the ship, I rolled a nat 20 to determine what kind of ship and what it was. Does that mean that she has seen a ship like this before, or?
More likely you saw it was part of like a history lesson where you saw a picture of it in a book that your parents read to you
Got
about
it.
the history of Spelljammers. That means you don't really know. The books mentioned that the spell jamming helm was part of the dome. It was part of a holy structure. You didn't know what it actually looked like though. Like you could go up one more level to and see what's up there if you want to, but you can also look through the floor since it's a glass floor.
Um, I guess she'd figure out. I guess she'd ask Genevieve. So, where's the helm?
Genevieve will point it out and just say, well, apparently there's not actually a helm. It's whatever that thing over there is. And she will step into the middle of it like she had been, because she had stepped into the middle of it originally. Apparently you just stand here and it, I don't know, works, but you got to attune to it.
And the attunement countdown does start. You can feel it working if you let it, working to attune to you and you to it. And once again, on the wall, something catches your eye.
Is it the same thing from before?
Yes.
Because we had been on the way out, I believe, at the time, and she had just made a note
You
of
saw
it.
it just as your foot was about to leave the circle. Yeah.
Okay, she's going to focus on that and point it out to Shay. Do you see that?
Yeah,
No, you don't, Shay. You see a
I
wall.
don't. I don't know. I don't.
I wonder if it's part of this tune into the ship. Should I be attuned into the ship, do you think?
Well, I can't. Um,
I guess it can't harm it.
I can't. I can, right, Cypher?
It would mean breaking your attunement to the
Yeah,
log
that's
growth.
that's what I meant. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no, but so it would either be one of the other three of you.
I mean, it's not going to cause any problems, right? I've never attuned to something like this before, and I just want to make sure.
I would not have any issues with you attuning to it, but per our other previous conversation, maybe we tell everyone else you're attuning to it, because once you do have control over the ship, um,
Is it hard to relinquish
it's not.
control?
It's no, not in my experience. Um, but it's driven by a lot of thought. So if you think about moving the ship's gonna move. And if they don't know that's happening, they might not. They might be a little bit worried about what's going on.
With that, Genevieve will step out of the center.
I didn't mean
And
to
as you
dissuade you
do,
from
the
attuning
words
to it.
fade away
Do
on the
you
wall.
do you have a way to contact them to let them know that?
Oh, I do not, unfortunately. Oh, Cinder. Hi, Cinder. Can you tell Cassie, please, that Genevieve is going to attune to the ship and that it might move a bit?
Cinder's going to chirp. You may or may not understand what that means.
What's Cinder's intelligence?
So Cinder has decent intelligence. It's 10. But I've been playing her as slightly less than that. Mainly because she is a simple familiar.
You are going to have Cinder roll there. Let's see. I'm gonna go with just a straight int roll. 100% straight int roll.
That's an 8.
Alright, with an 8, it's a bit of a game of telephone. What you get, Cassie, from Cinder is how does Cinder refer to Shay? How would Cinder refer to Shay?
That's a good question.
And Genevieve, for that matter.
I think that Cinder, being a robotic construct, understands technology a little bit better than she does people. So she'd probably think of Shay right now as the pilot.
Alright. And would Genevieve be the healer or the tea maker, probably?
For the medic.
The one with the annoying companion.
Yeah, the good one with the annoying companion.
All right, then what you get from Cinder is the pilot is letting the good one drive the ship.
Genevieve will step back into the
Thank you,
center.
Cinder. Black, just so you're aware, it seems as though Genevieve is going to be taking control of the ship.
Noted. Kitlek says, still looking around for the nest. Was there writing that was down here? Was that down here or was that up in the...
That is up with Genevieve, 100%.
Got you. So Kitlek's just looking around for the nest while he's saying this. Noted. I don't expect that will affect us terribly much. We might feel the ship move, but as long as we keep our wits about us, we should be fine.
So Genevieve, once you start tuning again, the words reappear on the wall. Sorry, go ahead, Cassie.
Agreed.
Are they readable? Druidic, Elvish, Gnomish, or Common?
Common.
Common. What do they say?
They give a year. Do you know stellar dates? Probably not. I don't know. Would you know stellar dates?
I mean, she hasn't been in space for too terribly long, I don't think. Like, I haven't been playing her as, like, having been here for a very long time, but I feel like she's been here long enough, maybe? That she, I mean, she's not stupid. She's got an 18 intelligence. She would have picked it up.
Roll me a history then.
Just a quick question. Living on an asteroid, wouldn't they likely use stellar dates anyways instead of some sort of terrestrial date system?
Funny thing about Spelljammer, it's all based on a terrestrial date system. They just applied it to space, which is stupid on many levels. But the asteroid lives in a weird state where people kind of guess, but there is no day, there is no night, there is no circular motion for them to track the movement of the sun. So it's all kind of an estimate there.
That's a.
They kind of know.
Sorry.
I was gonna say they kind of know based on when traders come in what the date is and about how much time has passed, and that's kind of how they've been keeping track of time, which is not very efficient, but something that Shay's mom was working on, kind of in the off time. What did you get?
20. Sorry, 23.
23. The date seems to be almost 130 years ago, maybe a little less. Oh, hold on, the dog's digging a hole in my door again. Sorry about that. So it's about 130 years ago, and it says evasion of the word doesn't translate. It is in common. It means something, but when you look at it and try and understand it, it disintegrates in your mind. You can't read that word. Occurred joining stream of it's some sort of fish. You're pretty sure because it says it's a spawning stream, and going into stasis until everything settles.
And Genevieve will read that out loud, so that way Shay gets that too.
And then you see another one in a different part of the wall.
And Genevieve
Is there
will... Sorry.
is there something that Shay knows about attuning to a Spelljammer? She has enhance ability, and I would like to. Is that something that she could use to help Genevieve in this, like giving her advantage on int checks or something like that?
No,
That-
the fact that this thing seems to be attuning faster than your ship is, it already gives her a greater advantage than anything you have.
I also already have advantage on intelligence.
Okay.
You see another set of writing, and this one you'd estimate. Let's see, you got a 23. You said, yeah. I'll just give it to you. Seems to be about 20 years ago. And this one, the tone is a little different. Found this adrift in the shoals of a spawning stream, shifted it out, we'll review, unable to see lower deck, we'll investigate. Um, roll me your insight real quick.
Do-do-do-do. 16.
You recall that there was an experimental room that was supposed to act like a sort of a log directly from the Spelljammer. You think this is it, is that people who attune, either their first or last thoughts were recorded on these walls for people to read. Kind of cool, actually.
Genevieve will just muse about that out loud. Then she's going to start chuckling. And she's going to glance back at Shay. It's kind of, I don't know if ironic is the right word for this, but you were down there dealing with the nature, and I'm up here dealing with this. Kind of trading disciplines here a bit.
I think that's great. I think that's part of the exploration that I want. I mean, we've got our own set of skills and knowledge, but
Pardon me.
learning stuff outside of our, bailiwick is some of the best stuff you can do out here, I think.
Another set of writing seems to be about 56 years ago. This one says, trying to attune, this is a non-standard ship. We can't see the hold, but it seems to be an abandoned Patal vessel. We are going to lock our egg down there, and it will be perfectly safe.
They locked an egg down there. I wonder if that was the astral piranha that we fought.
How long ago was that?
56 years ago. It was before this other one that only happened about 20-ish years ago.
Which is when you get to the 20 years ago, actually. That one says, rumors of a dragon egg seem to be true. Unfortunately, attunement is not letting me see within the cargo hold. There have been some cries from down below. I'm going to go join the excitement.
Shay, would you mind, or Cinder, guess I should say, would you mind relaying to Cassie that there's a flesh dragon potentially down there?
I think that's what we fought.
Definitely not what we fought.
Cinder knows what a dragon is, so Cinder is going to send to Cassie possible dragon down there.
I think we might have a dragon down here.
What?
Don't know where it could be hiding. But yeah, that's what I was just told.
Genevieve, on and off, like every 2 or 3 years, there appears to be a similar message of, legends of the dragon egg are true. Can't see in the hold, going to join the excited crew. That just keeps going on. And then about 17 months ago, there is a hold is dark. Captain just escaped, slammed the doors. Not sure why. And then there seems to be a day later. And this message is simply, I have lost 17 men to this accursed vessel. I am setting it adrift. No dragon egg is worth this shit. Well, and that seems to be the last entry.
Well, Shay, it seems like everybody that went down there was looking for that dragon egg that is mentioned in here. And not a single one of them, well, I think one of them survived. Said he lost 17 men. I think to that creature that we took care of. All of them say that they couldn't see down. Didn't you say that as a spelljammer that you could see everything on the ship?
Not everything. There were places that I was not able to see. It's possible that it was because it was damaged, or because it was not completely transformed. Um, but definitely there were places that I could not see, unfortunately.
Well, a lot of these entries are mentioning that none of them could see down in the cargo hold. I wonder if that's just because of that creature.
I, Question to the DM: is there how personal is it? Is there a relationship between the ship and the pilot, or
Only if the ship is alive, neither of which are. Neither
okay?
yours nor
So
this.
and she knows that this is not a live ship.
Well, living ships are very distinctive.
Okay.
For one thing, they can pilot themselves.
Yeah, it's either some programming or something is actually actively just hiding itself. A living ship might hide it deceivingly, but a ship like this, no, it's it's not doing it actively. Are you attuned already? That was fast.
It's still attuning you, but basically, as you're attuning, it's letting you see these notes.
I'm still working on it. I think I've got another like 5 minutes or so.
Um, Cinder, just let's just tell our friends to that we're getting more information up here, and it's making us want to take more precaution down below.
I think it's possible that the thing that kept killing him was that space piranha that was in there. But I don't know if the dragon will still be an egg or if it'll be hatched at this point. Or if it's even still down there, if that space creature was down there, it could have eaten the egg.
Have you gone through
So
all the logs here?
They're still popping up slowly. The last one I saw was that 17 months ago, and it just said it was just that captain that said that he lost 17 crew members and that no dragon egg was worth it. But there's no entry on here so far that says that anybody ever laid eyes on the dragon egg. Just that somebody put it down there, and then ever since then, people have just been hearing the rumors about it and trying to find it. But it may not even be down there. Still, a dragon egg would be worth a lot of money.
Speaking of Kitlak and Cassie, I'm guessing you've gone to explore the far corner.
yeah, yeah, Killik would do that.
That is where
Remind
the
me again,
bones
because
are thickest
there
and
was a
deepest.
lot of talk. Killik heard about the dragon, right?
Yep, Cassie
So
conveyed that.
yeah. So dragons need a lot of food to live. Kitlak knows that, yeah? Like dragons if
That's
that
just an
dragon was
intrinsic
alive,
knowledge.
it would
Dragons eat a
yeah,
lot. Dragons eat
yeah.
villages. Dragons eat everything. Yeah.
Right. So if that dragon did hatch out of a dragon egg, it might very well have starved to death because there's not a consistent food supply down here. Unless there is, he doesn't know.
Well,
Right.
as you go over there, it starts with just stepping on bones, and then they're like ankle deep, and then they're about up to your knees, and even stepping on top of them, like you kind of fall through a little bit. And then there's a pile in that far corner, just sort of a giant lump with an indentation, like a caldera, that look about the size of the fish.
Hmm. Is there anything else here amongst the bones? Kidlik's gonna kind of gingerly kick them around and sift through.
Roll me investigation.
Can do. With guidance as per usual. That is a 21.
Um, as you reach sort of the edge of this nest pile thing, you hear underneath the crunching and clanking a bit of a jangle, and you think there might be gold under these here bones. The
Hmm.
fish just wanted to put its food on top and make it easily accessible. It likes its nest of bones. It didn't like what was underneath, or maybe it just used that to build it up. Who knows?
Hmm. All right. Kitlak's going to spread the bones out a little bit and attempt to locate the jangle.
Yeah, you have to dig down like a half foot before you do see. Yes, there are bones, and then gold coins sort of underneath. Um, and the gold coins seem to be, as you examine, brush them around further, seem to be surrounding something underneath the mound.
Interesting. Can Kitlak get a better idea of what that might be?
You would have to clear out the mound of bones. That's going to take you, with Cassie's help, a few minutes.
Um, Kitlak will kind of gesture over to Cassie to get some help with this, and he will begin doing so.
Yes, of course.
So as you clear them out, and I'm guessing just toss the bones over your shoulder, because who cares? They're bones of people that are long dead. Well, recently to long dead. Um, they're very well preserved. A few gnaw bites here and there you can see. Some obviously because it was moved, some because it just wanted something to chew on. And then you get
Hmm.
to you kind of clear out. It looks like a kind of a ring of gold surrounding a shell-like structure. Um, it kind of looks like a dragon egg. It's smaller than most dragon eggs. It also seems to, for some reason, have incorporated, um, or maybe been forcibly incorporated, bits of bone around into it, as well as some of that fish's crystalline spines, just kind of meshed and pushed up against the shell until maybe compression put it there. But yeah, there is an egg there. It's very solid and uh, about half the size of your body, Kitlak.
Fascinating, Kitlak says. And he is going to just kind of stare at it for a little bit and drink it in, and then he's gonna click in his head, and he says, the kobolds back at the ship will go absolutely nuts over this, won't they?"
They certainly will. What do you think it is? Another hybrid?
Hmm. Likely. It's just my shot in the dark. Actually, you know what? Kitlak will probably try and do some knowledge check before he'd say anything. He's not going to talk out his ass.
You can
Arcana,
roll
maybe?
Arcana, yep,
All right. With
or Nature.
guidance. That is +5, so that is a 22.
Um, are you willing to lay hands on the egg?
I think Kitlak is just going to look at it for now. He's not going to touch it. You know, you don't go around touching strange things just because.
So
Yeah, you do.
dragon eggs are not necessarily something you can just say, I add this bone and it evolves into a bone dragon. These are not Pokemon. To actually experiment with dragon eggs requires magic, knowledge, usually a lot of power, and a lot of delicacy.
Mhm.
While it looks like parts of the spines and the bones have been applied almost as if to reinforce the shell, it looks more like they've been placed there and then pressure has simply melded them into the shell.
So it's
That
kind of like when a tree melds around a bike, right?
Yeah, except dragon eggs are not usually malleable. They are usually typically very durable, very hard, which means either this fish was a lot stronger than you think, which considering you nearly got eaten twice, you might believe, or it's been here long enough and there's been enough weight and time that this just happened naturally, or this is a dragon egg that is not one of the sturdier ones, so maybe not a rock-based dragon, but an aquatic dragon, a swamp dragon, something that whose eggs are durable but also slightly more, I don't want to say fleshy, but it is fleshy, simply because that's what they need in order to survive in their habitats.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there's a whole host of possibilities here. It could adapt to its surroundings. It could simply be a more malleable egg. Um, Kitlak is going to take his hat and kind of like try and like poke the egg with his hat without touching it with his hand because he's seen stuff meld into this. He doesn't want to like meld into the egg if he can avoid it.
The hat comes alive and screams. No, it's you nudge it with the hat. The hat does nothing. Nothing happens.
Hmm. Maybe biological material. He picks up a bone and is going to nudge it with one of the bones.
Um, Now that you've exposed it partially, it does kind of shift a little, but it doesn't like try to eat the bone or anything like that. It just you
Hmm.
nudge an egg with a bone.
Hmm. Kid like just kind of ponders at this thing for a second. Well, I suppose we should be taking it. It is, of course, obscenely valuable.
Roll me. Oh, for you, I'd say it's more history than Arcana, probably, or nature. How much
Uh,
have you studied dragons? I'd say.
I think Kitlak would probably unwittingly have or unwillingly have a cursory knowledge of dragons. Um, that is a natural one on the die. Do I have? I feel like yes, I do have inspiration. I'm going to use inspiration on that.
Okay.
Well, it's not an at one. So that is going to be a 12 total.
Um, at a guess, this could be a black dragon egg, or maybe one of those odd obsidian ones that are rumored about to exist out in the Nether somewhere. It could also just you just can't really tell because of the bones and shadows. Um,
Hmm,
but you would guess it is just a dragon egg that has been compressed for so long.
interesting.
But a
All right.
dragon egg of the average dragon egg, assuming it is viable, there is life inside, etc., starts at 45,000 gold pieces. Depending on what
Hmm.
type of dragon it is and the quality of the egg and all of that, that can go up or down.
Right.
And
Kitlak is going to take a second to hork up his bag of holding, untie it from his tooth, and then gingerly pick up the dragon egg with his hand, although he probably doesn't need to be super careful, and place it inside the bag of holding before, doing the whole thing where he re-swallows it horrifically.
all right. And what about all the gold? Do you just leave that there?
No, absolutely collecting that. He's going to gesture at Cassie. We should probably take as much of this to the ship as we can. I mean, we do need to pay some wages.
I believe we can collect most of it here.
And Kilek will dutifully count out the gold while it is collected.
One of you can roll investigation while the gold is being counted.
I only have a +1 investigation. Do you want to do it?
I'll go ahead and do it.
No, I've got a +3. Never mind. But I feel like you, as an artificer, would have better.
Oh, it was almost a nat 20. That's
Damn.
still a 13.
A 13. As he's counting it out, you get to about 1,200 gold pieces that made up this nest. You'd have to clear the entire floor of bones to see if there's any more. That would take you a couple hours. But just in the nest alone is about 1,200. There probably isn't more than another 1 or 200 around the room, you would estimate. Interestingly enough, there seem to be two coins that, while they are certainly gold coin shaped, they are just gold discs. They have no markings, they have no printing on them. They're just gold coins with nothing on them.
those are unusual. Seems to
Oh?
be gold coins, but they haven't been printed. They haven't been stamped.
Fascinating. Kilak incidentally isn't too concerned with moving all the bones to get every single bit of gold. Like in his opinion, there he should leave something for future scavengers to get. He's gonna take a look at the unprinted gold coins. Can he figure anything out about them? Just looking at them.
They weigh the same as a gold coin. They look like a gold coin. They just don't have any printing on them.
Fascinating. He's gonna poke
They
one
are
with one of his claws.
um. How good are you at inspecting coins? He asked foolishly.
I imagine Kilak would probably have reason to be fairly decent at inspecting coins. Should he roll an
He-
investigation?
Yeah, roll me an investigation.
Gonna use the old guidance mumbo jumbo as well. Okay, that is a 21.
As you're examining them, you realize these are all perfectly 1 inch in diameter, which is slightly larger than the average gold coin now that you think about it, but they are perfectly 1 inch in diameter.
Is that unusual? I mean, I would assume there's some sort of space mint that standardizes this sort of thing.
Well, since gold coins come from planets across the astral sea, no, there is no standardization. Some are 1 inch, some are slightly larger, some are slightly smaller. Some planets don't use gold at all except for decorative purposes and use silver or electrum. So there is no universal currency, so to speak, just that there is a gold standard. 1 gold coin is 1 gold coin, whether it has a little more gold or a little less. If it's in the shape of a gold coin, if it's about the size of a gold coin, it's a gold coin.
Kitlak is going to place one of the featureless gold coins down on the floor in a clear area, and he is going to attempt to shoot it.
Okay.
But what are
Um,
you doing?
Trying things.
Go ahead and roll.
That would be a 22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it. You hit it spot on. You want to just shoot it straight through?
I mean, he just wants to see what the bullet does to it. So, I mean, he would try and hit it spot on. I don't think he's trying to do anything fancy with it.
Make it explode.
Sure, why not?
Um,
I
Yeah,
was
I'm gonna
joking,
say-
but okay.
I'm gonna say if that's what you want to do on a 22, you can absolutely have it explode.
Okay. Well, it's not a mimic. Gilak shrugs.
Mimic. Why would you think it was a mimic?
Look, they can be literally anything. I've seen a mimic be a dead body before. It's pretty grotesque, I have to say. I'm not really a great fan of mimics. Why are these all exactly 1 inch in diameter?
I mean, it's just those 2
Strange.
coins. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if all of them are.
Oh,
We only
we're
have
all
2. Now
No,
we
just
have
those 2.
okay.
one.
Just those 2.
Okay.
Well, now just that one.
interesting. Does Kitlak with Arcana like get a magical sense from the one remaining coin or not?
It's a gold coin. You can't
Alright.
sense any magic on it. No.
Fair enough.
Cinder, did they find the dragon egg?
Cinder will ask some variation of that question to Cassie, and Cassie will reply.
Yes, we found something. Some sort of egg.
Cinder just chirps, so good luck with that.
One herb for yes, 2 herbs for no.
Roll me a quick
Uh,
intelligence check for me. Or actually, performance. Don't get in
are you
that
asking
one.
me to roll?
Yes, for Cinder.
16.
Yeah, Cinder understands that's a 1 herb for yes.
Genevieve, they found an egg.
Well, that's great. I hope it's actually a dragon egg and not false alarm.
Is it a dragon egg? I think that's what she asked Cinder.
I think
so I think she should go.
I think I'll be able to just double check it once we get it back once we get back together.
You are also
Or-
now attuned to the ship.
Now, if you're attuned, you should be able to just look.
Yeah, you can actually now, if you focus, you could look into the cargo hold.
She's gonna
It's
try
going
that.
to be a bit difficult because you're not quite sure about the whole interior of the ship. But I think if you see Kitlak and Cassie, you'll know.
It's sort of interesting. You try and look down, and then you realize you have to look up, because that's what the attunement requires you to do, is to look up. But as you do, you see the dome of stars, and part of it seems to shift into the cargo hold, and you see Kitlak horking up his bag of holding after counting out piles of gold, the remains of a gold piece, or at least a scorch mark on some bones, another gold piece set aside, and a partially bone-covered egg.
Well, it's definitely an egg. Does it look? What would dragons fall under? Reptilian?
Dragon eggs can be reptilian, but they more fall under sort of their own unique design of egg. For a druid, you can use nature or arcana. Arcana will get you a more accurate reading, but nature will give you a basic answer.
Well, let's see what I roll. Well, I guess she's gonna go with nature for 14.
From what you can see, looking beyond the bones, and are those some fish spines? Weird. That have been just embedded into the egg. It does match the topographical and features of a dragon egg, although it's smaller than an average dragon egg. It could be that it's a dead dragon egg, or it could be one that is just in some form of stasis because it's been so long.
Well, it certainly looks like a dragon egg. Also, this is very interesting. Is this what you see on our ship? You just
I'm not exactly sure what you
See?
see. What do you see? Yeah, you just see most. I mean, it's the point of view can be a bit awkward sometimes, but yeah, you can pretty much see wherever you want to.
Again, your brain is kind of fighting because your urge is to look down, and you're being forced to look up to look down, and that is playing a little havoc with your brain, Genevieve.
How's it feel?
Well, I have to look up to look down. It's a little disorienting.
Yeah, you'll get used to that.
You don't have to do that, Shay. You could just turn to look, and
Oh,
you'd see.
it's different. It's different for sure. Okay. But yeah, maybe different y-axes. Yeah, I guess all ships are different. Just have to get used to it, I suppose.
Well, we'll have this ship to sell, and we'll have a dragon egg. We're gonna be rich.
What if Rich? Wait. What? Wait. What if we hatch the dragon egg and it imprints on our spelljammer, and then it's just a companion for us on our explorations?
And how do you expect us to feed it?
We'll figure something out.
Pets are expensive, Shay. You gotta figure out how to feed them. That's
Yeah,
what I like
especially in
about-
space.
That's
No,
what I like
yeah, I get
about
it.
Melody. Melody just feeds off of dirt.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, dragon could be worth it.
I can promise you, it's not worth it.
I mean, but who would you sell it to? And what would they do with it? Like, ethically, I don't know.
Look, I'm not saying I'm eager to sell it to someone who's just going to kill it for parts, but I'm sure there's some scientists out there that wouldn't mind having a creature like that to study. And I'm not talking about the scientists back on the asteroid.
Well, if we can figure out what kind of dragon it is and what its natural habitat is, and whether or not it's just going to eat us straight out, if it's gonna when it's going to hatch, if we figured all that out, and then just kind of if it was going to be a friendly dragon and or potentially friendly, and we just kind of fetched it and not made a pet out of it, but made a friend out of it, and just let it go about its way. I'm just spitballing here, but it feels better than selling a live creature.
I mean, creatures are sold all the time.
That's unfortunately true. Doesn't mean we should.
Eh, it's not unlike raising animals for food and then selling the meat.
He's
I say that
your
as a druid.
point.
I say that as a druid. There's limitations. There's balance to be had.
I do see your point, yes. But it feels like very specific when we're doing it.
I
Can
could
we just
think.
talk about it before we actually do anything?
I could think of a couple of kobold warrens that would probably pay good money and take care of the dragon.
That might be a good option, yes.
Kobolds are known for hoarding their own treasures, and we know that they would take good care of a dragon.
But also, dragons are extremely intelligent, though, or can be.
All the more
Most of them
reason,
are.
all the more reason to give it to a kobold warren. Well, to sell it to a kobold warren.
Hmm.
The dragon would be well taken care of. We'll bring it up to Kitlak and Cassie, and it's sort of more akin to them than to you and I. But I think if we were to trade it to a kobold warren, it would be the best of all worlds.
What if it was our Kobold Warren, though? What if we just gave it to them?
Then we wouldn't have crew anymore. They'd go and just take care of the dragon. The dragon would
You
be
think?
their new captain.
But if we were its friend, and
There's a
she's
lot
kind
of
of like
there's too
different
many
captain, maybe.
there's too many unknowns there. I think it'd be better
You're
to
right. You're
find
right.
a place for it where it could thrive. But we would still get some money for it. But we'll bring it up to Kitlak and Cassie. I'd hate to go off down that path without discussing things with them first.
Yeah, yeah. It's all speculation right now. We're just spitballing here.
Uh, Genevieve will pause for a moment and then look back at Shay. So you're able to talk to the people on the ship. How do I do that? Do you just think about who you want to talk to and then start talking?
It's definitely location based, correct? The cipher.
Yes, for you, you can just kind of say the room or all ship or all hands, and your voice transmits there.
Yeah,
You don't know if
just
that's going to be how it works here, though.
the way I do it is I mean I think about which room I want to speak in, and my voice just projects in that space. This is not our ship, so experiment, I would say.
I mean, it can't hurt to try. She's gonna
Sure.
try that. She's going to think about the cargo hold and Kitlak and Cassie and just say, she'll say it out loud because she doesn't really understand like if they would be able to hear it if she's just thinking it. So she's just gonna say it out loud. She'll be like, Kitlak, Cassie, can you hear me?
You say that
Kitlak's
for
gonna
a moment.
say, "Oh,
Okay.
go ahead."
You say that for a moment, and then you feel sort of a nudge from the spell jamming systems, and you repeat that, except you start with prayers to all in the cargo hold. Can you hear me?
She'll do that. She's making a face while she's doing it, but she'll do it. Prayers to all in the cargo hold. Can you hear me?
Why are you talking like that? Kitlak says.
Because apparently that's how the ship requires me to do it.
To
Weird.
open communications, yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Certainly interesting. Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, I am apparently tuned to the ship now. I could see that you found the egg.
Yes, we have located an egg. It's a very strange dragon egg, but it's an egg all the same. I have it, I guess you could say, on my person.
Uh, we should definitely discuss what to do with it.
No
Perhaps
reply from Kitlak or Cassie at that?
Did you not hear my reply?
I heard
No,
your
you
reply.
were muted.
I heard him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Kitlak
heard.
says, "Oh, okay." Yeah, Kitlak said basically that he had it on this person.
Oh, I thought you said more than that. Okay.
Genevieve will say, we should probably discuss what we want to do with it before we get back on the ship. And I don't know that we should be discussing
Yes.
a dragon egg on the ship where our friendly kobolds could hear about it.
Quite. There are certainly some distinct possibilities, and we should discuss that before we are over there.
Are you all done searching in there? Do you mind coming up here? This is kind of weird to me.
Are
Yeah,
there
were we
any
worried
doors
about
or anything down
people
here?
coming back to attack us?
We were, but then we got that one thing on the wall here that said that basically the captain just left this to drift in space because of the
Oh, you're
creature
right.
that we killed. So I think we're safe on that front for now.
We're just worried about random stuff.
Aye. Kitlak and Cassie, would you mind coming up here? This is, talking through this thing is a bit weird, and looking through it's a bit weird too.
Are there any other doors down here where Kitlak is in the cargo area? Or is this like the whole area?
Roll me an investigation.
Sure. That is a 19.
So there is, with a 19, you're investigating everything. You're just making sure you didn't miss anything, and there is underneath the captain's quarters in the hold. There appears to be the wall seems to be a little inward from there, and you examine it. You think there's a false wall there. You don't see the entry mechanism, but it looks like there is a mini room down here, kind of hidden in plain sight.
All right. Kitlak's going to attempt to find the entry mechanism. Let's see, just searching the general area for anything that seems like it's supposed to maybe, serve a secondary function.
Go ahead.
Should you roll for that? Okay.
Yep.
That is a hot 9.
It is definitely a wall that means that there is room behind there, but it's a solid wall. You don't see any way to like open it
Hmm.
or entryway or anything like that.
Genevieve, prayers to the helm. Uh, Genevieve, there's a secret passage down here, a door of some description. Do you think that you can open that before we head up there?
Uh, she is going to glance back at Shay and just say, he wants to know if we can open a door down there.
Do they want us to be down there with them?
No,
Sure.
I think he wants me to try and open it from the helm.
Oh, yeah. Just think. I mean, that's what. There's certain doors I can open just by thought. Try that.
Genevieve will try that.
Nope, nothing happens.
I don't think it worked.
Are you able to
Right,
sense any
that's
sort of mechanism that could open the door?
Can she sense a mechanism? She's
Um,
gonna try and
roll,
focus.
roll me an investigation.
Okay. Investigation.
Oh,
24.
Damn, dude.
so with a nat 20, you know that they are looking in 100% the wrong place. While the false room is absolutely within the cargo hold, although you can't see in it, you can't see it in general, which makes sense. That way, if someone's trying to steal something, um, it's hidden from their sight. You do coincidentally find a secret entrance in the spell gym in the captain's quarters, right above that secret room.
I think you're looking in the wrong spot, Kitlak. I think the entrance is in the captain's quarters.
Fascinating.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Of course, the captain want to have that access.
Well, okay, order of operations here. Cassie, let's drag this fish corpse onto the deck so that we can retrieve it later. And, then let's go meet the others in the Spelljammer Helm.
Question: in Shay's notably limited experience, would that actually attract stuff from space?
Would what attracts to? Oh, a fish
Oh,
on
the
deck?
fish on the deck.
A fish
Absolutely.
corpse.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I feel like Kitlak would know that then too. Maybe not
But-
do that.
But it would also require something else to be in the area. And currently, as far as you can tell, it's just you and it's just this ship and that and your ship. You don't see any other fish around at the moment. So it would take some time for another creature to notice.
But let's
Yeah.
not push it.
You know that might be a bad idea. You might have a point. So Kitlak says, say belay the fish part of that order. Let's just go and meet up with them on the bridge, as it were.
And
that
we
might
will
be
go
fun.
ahead
We can always retrieve it later.
Mm-hmm.
and we will go ahead and leave it there since we are past time. We return next week to see what might be in those secret chambers and then to decide what to do with this enormous ship. Is Genevieve going to fly it all by herself, or is there a way to tether it to the Lava Crow? Find out next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.